Hello, Sunny Hill. Thomas again. Hope you're doing well. This is now getting to Daniel chapter 4. Uh, we are now looking at Nebuchadnezzar himself, seemingly writing the account of his own learning, uh, failing to recognize God's intentions and his work in his life, and how he was made great by the power of God and not of his own doing, and then being reduced to eat grass like an ox. Um, Obviously, he has been not of right mind, if you want, and has had been stripped of his kingship and all the power he had in Babylon, but then he has been reinstated, as we read. And this is a great lesson for many, because if we lift up our hearts and don't recognize God's working in our lives and don't give Him glory, there's a lot of things that can go wrong, because we open doors to our own pride and to the adversary. Um, and the adversary, obviously, himself, the devil, has had the same issue as Nebuchadnezzar here. He fell down like a lightning onto earth because of his pride and of his great self-esteem, and didn't recognize that everything he was and had been was given by God. So, interesting enough, Nebuchadnezzar writes this all to all the nations he was ruling over, so that they all understand that the God of all gods, the true God of Daniel, is indeed God, and that he puts in place and empower whom he wants. And this is also for ourselves something we should learn in our own lives, because often, like myself, many of us may be trying to sort our problems, or see our own talents having helped us to get that far in our careers, in our lives. And in reality, these are all gifts from our Father in heaven. And as such, we should be thankful and appreciative, and also use these gifts and these talents also to share and build up the body of Christ and the believers. And if we don't recognize that, we are running or being in danger of doing the same folly as Nebuchadnezzar here. So I just want to read the last bit, and it says here, Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, for all his works are right and his ways are just, and those who walk in pride he is able to humble. So let us ponder about this in our lives and always be thankful for what we have. And if you see somebody exalted and seemingly doing well, and we seem to be in some way suffering and going through a lot of hardship, we should always remind ourselves that it's God who sets and who also brings down people depending on his purpose and his will. And we see that later on also in the King Darius, who was then used to allow the Jewish people, or the remnant of them, to go back to Israel.